Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another installment of the Torch Pesach Minute. We're coming to you live from Congregation Beth Yeshurun with our dear friends here. I wanted to share a quick thought with all of our friends on Facebook and on YouTube. So we have like this. We have on Pesach, we talk about redemption from slavery. We were all in bondage. We were all in a limitation of free will. That's essentially what slavery means, is that you don't have the choice to make your own decisions. Someone else is deciding for you what you should decide. And if that's the true definition that our sages give to slavery, then perhaps we are today in slavery still, to something else perhaps. Maybe we're enslaved to our fashion. Maybe we're enslaved to our homes. We're enslaved to our materialism, to our cars, to our careers, to our money. Maybe we have our own slavery. And I've heard many of the great scholars and sages of our generation talk about how every generation is like a season. Spring every year brings back all those memories of spring, right? It's the same. It's the same time of year. The weather is about the same, and summer has its season, and fall and winter. Everyone has its season and everything that comes along with it. Spiritually, we have the same thing. We have spiritual seasons. So even though Pesach happened 3,300 years ago, that we left Egypt and that we received the Torah 50 days later, but that same season of redemption is now. In just a few days, we're going to be sitting by our seders, respectively, and everyone is going to be celebrating. What are we actually celebrating? Something that happened back then is like today, a Memorial Day. We're remembering, this happened back when we were in Egypt. Then we were slaves, and then we got it let out, and then we had all these miracles, and then God split the sea, and then what's about now? We're not a religion of historians or people who just have very, very warm and fuzzy feelings about the past. What we really are is a people who are living every day a real relationship and experience in our Judaism. So what that entails is understanding that we are slaves today. Every single one of us is a slave. We have something. We may have something. And that's what we have to really, that's what our sages say, the bedikat chametz, searching for the chametz, the night before Pesach, is really a form of searching the soul. What is the slavery we have within us? What is the lack of perfection or the limitations that we have in our connection to God? What is not allowing us to get to the level we really want to get to? And that's what Pesach could be, and hopefully should be for all of us, is a great time for us to not only introspect, but to clean house. Say, you know what, our commitments are no longer for that or for all of these other distractions, but this is a time to understand with clarity the relationship that we have with God, and not letting other things clutter and interfere with that transmission, with that connection. So I think it really is important when we talk to our children, we have our seders, I think it's important for us to constantly remind ourselves, we today also have our own bondage. We today have our own slavery. And that's what we need to get out of. We need to remove that slavery. And fine, everyone has something. When that show is on, I can't talk to the world. Oh, so there's something else controlling you. Right? Right? People have, some people it's about sports, and some people it's about politics, and something. All it is really is a distraction from life. That's really what it is. Now,
then what is life then?
Oh, that's a good question. Life is about what it should be, or what is it for most people? What it should be is having that relationship with God. and experiencing that relationship through everything that happens. So if someone cuts you off, right, in to be godlike. In being godlike, you're not going to get angry, and you're going to be forgiving, and you're going to be compassionate, right? And you're going to realize, you know what? They're probably in a rush. They have to go someplace. It's fine. Not a problem. Go, right? So, but the underlying message here is that we all are slaves to something, right? The example I give frequently is there's nobody in the world who just owns a Harley Davidson, right? Harley Davidson owns you, right? They tattoo themselves, their leather jackets, their everything is Harley Davidson, right? They're consumed by it. They have to make sure that they're, I was once in bikers, thousands, and it was an amazing thing. But do that search. What is that slavery that we have, so that we can clean it out on Pesach? With that, my friends, we leave you this morning. We're going to continue with our class. We will have one more Parsha Minute. Two more. We have one more tonight and one more tomorrow from the